All right, this is coming from Luis Garcia. Greetings, John, and thank you for my daily fix. I know there are tons of stories about tons of actors who want to be James Bond. I think you even just said Rock wants to be Bond. Wondering if you saw that Tom Holland is talking a lot about it, and one of his co-stars was just interviewed and said it's all Holland talks about. What do you think? With all this popularity right now, could Holland be the next James Bond?
All right. Thanks for sending that in. And yeah, it seems like every week there is the latest. So-and-so could be the next James Bond. And hell, just the other day, we were talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says he wants to be the next James Bond. I love you, Dwayne, but I don't see that one as a fit. I'm just saying. So now comes this thing that Tom Holland right now, very hot with the Spider-Man stuff. He's center of a lot of attention. He's shown how good of an actor he is with a lot of the projects he's done outside of Spider-Man, although he's kind of struggled. Those projects, I should say, have struggled to pull in any kind of quality or financial success.
Yes.
Either way. But still, he's a hot name right now, all that kind of stuff. So look, this is what comes to us from the folks over at Movie Web. They write the following. Tom Holland is neck deep in one major franchise already as the star of the Spider-Man No Way Home franchise, but he apparently has dreams of slipping into the tux as a new incarnation of James Bond. According to Spider-Man co-star Jacob Bartolone, Holland talks about being James Bond a lot. A lot. Jacob Bartolone, who plays Ned, says he talks about being James Bond a lot, like a lot. It would appear that this has been an idea that's come to Holland even before No Time to Die brought the end to Daniel Craig's run in the movie. And if he's still talking about it frequently, he must be very interested. The actor previously said he wanted to play that role as a British cinema lover in a previous interview with Variety. Evidently, he's been talking about it to his friends as well. All right. Now, normally on a show like this, we don't actor wants a role.
Yeah.
Not a big headline normally. When something is far in left field as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the biggest movie star in the world, we'll talk about that. Why would I bother paying much attention to this? There's actually a reason. So Tom Holland comes out, says he wants to bet. His co-stars are saying this is all he talks about. He's talking about all the time that he's going to be Bond, blah, blah, blah. The only reason I bring it up is because of this. A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or more ago. Now, I get people telling me stuff and sending me stuff all the time. 99% of it is BS and nonsense, right? Every once in a while, it's a real thing, and I later find out it was real. But 99% of the time, it's BS and whatever. A number of weeks ago, I had somebody tell me, now, somebody relatively connected, that Tom Holland's rep. Now, Tom Holland is represented by the William Morrison Network. He's represented by WME, one of the biggest, agencies in Hollywood, right? And specifically, his agent is a guy by the name of Andrew Dunlap, is his agent's name. At least one of his main agents is Andrew Dunlap. So I had somebody tell me a couple weeks ago, and they basically say this: Dunlap is going around pushing hard for Tom Holland as Bond. So I instantly dismissed it because that sounds ridiculous. I mean, and everybody's trying to be Bond. So, but everybody who watches the show knows I love Tom Holland. I think this dude is aces. This guy is going to have an Oscar on his mantle before his career is over. I think he's great. I find him charming, entertaining. He's the whole package. But he's also a bit smaller in stature. I don't know that I could ever see him as a James Bond. I don't know, maybe. Hey, listen, Michael Keaton played Batman, right? I'm sure if we today somebody said, hey, what do you think about Michael Keaton as Batman? Maybe I'd say, well, it's a little small in stature to be Batman, but he's some people's favorite Batman now, right? We were just talking about him. But this thing comes across that, hey, Dunlap is going around pushing for Tom Holland as James Bond. And I instantly dismissed it. And even right now, I don't know that there's any validity to that whatsoever. I only bring it up that it was one of these many things that get told to me every day. I only bring it up because this article came out. And because Jacob Bartolone is now saying, it's all he talks about. He talks about a lot, like a lot. And it's just, when I read that, I remember, so I went back into my email and checked it out. I just remember somebody saying that. And again, the two things can be completely disconnected. I still don't believe there's any validity to that his agent is going around knocking on doors, trying to get people to sign up Tom Holland as the next James Bond. I'm not saying there's any validity to that whatsoever, okay? I just thought it was kind of interesting. So let me ask both of you guys. Right, I'll start with you.
Man.
No, seriously.
Okay.
No. Could you see Tom? Like, I know you like Tom Holland too. Could you see him as James Bond?
First of all, I just want to make it clear that I've never seen any of the Bond movies. It's just not my thing. So I have no right to give my opinion on this no matter what. But no, I can't see him as that. Looking at all the previous Bonds, no, I don't see him as playing that role.
Kim, what about you? You think you could see him as James Bond?
Only if.
Only if.
Only if they were really shifting the model for the story into James Bond's first year.
Oh, kind of like a new Origins, like a year one, like a Batman year one for James Bond.
A year one, showing up, meeting M for the first time, his first year, meeting his whole team, getting used to it, and by the end of the movie, him really finding himself as the legendary badass that we know him as. And that would make a really interesting story. Tom Holland, and I don't mean to be demeaning, but he has a baby face, kind of.
Which serves him very well.
Which serves him well. And I believe when he's 50, he's going to look back and go, oh, thank God. But he really is that kind of guy that when he gets into his 40s, he could easily play
somebody in his late 20s.
Yeah. Early 30s, totally. So I think if that's the direction they're going in, you know what? Let's do it. Get a little bit more jacked up, for his body. He's my height. He's 5'8". But that's the only possible way I can see him as Bond is James Bond, Origins, first year. I just got hired. This is my story.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apparently, Tom Holland really wants to be Bond. I mean, what actor in Hollywood wouldn't want to be Bond? It's got to be one of those dream roles. I don't know. Do you think there could be anything to it? Could you see Tom Holland as James Bond? I don't know. Maybe like, hey, if Keaton can be Batman, whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.